Yes, okay. yes, okay. Mugamba mutya abantu bange, how are you? Embeera batwala etya buli omujali ndowooza buli mugezaako okulaba nga mbeera mugikwasaganya mu mbeera enzibu eno economy enzibu naye buli omufu okulaba nga oyiiya mbeera yonna eneesoboka okulaba nga obeerawo. Embeera si nnyangu, embeera nzibuzibu naye we must learn how to survive no matter what. So thank you so much for watching me. Thank you so much for following me. Yeah, yet today, as I promised, I've come back with another story about Kenyan politics and elections. They are voting tomorrow on the 9th of August 2022. So I'm here to predict ndi wano kugamba kikyoba osuubira ku lunaku okuva ku lunaku lw'enkya olw'okulonda n'okuweeyongera mu maaso. What should you expect after the elections? I'm here to tell you that. So today utukidde olwaleero presidential candidates bali bana. William Samoei Ruto kuva mu UDA, United Democratic Alliance. Waliko Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Alliance Party, front nze Raila Amolo Odinga. Waliwo Roots Party ya Wajakoya, deputized by Justina, and there was a deputy wa Ruto Rigathi Gachagua, deputy wa Raila Amolo Odinga ye Martha Wangare Karua, and Waige Mwaura, erinnya eryo lintawanya. So there are 4 presidential candidates. Kenyans will be voting in 6. We will be electing 6 series nakise emitendera bagenda kulonda emitendera gy'abakulembeze gya mirundi ena, in which this we mean bagenda kulonda president all at the same time. Tebiringa ebyaffe byawana ebya Uganda nti tulonda omulundi gumu, tulonda ba MPs bokaboka ne ba presidents, then olumala ne tulonda ba LC5 yeddako, then olumala LC5 ne ba councillors kogo omutendera, then olumala tulonda ba LC3 ne ba councillors baabwe. But here it's all done on one day, which I think is something good. Okulaba nga tetudingana mungaffe wetukikola nti we use a lot of money on the same exercise. But here balonda emirundi 6, balonda MCA, ne balonda woman representative, ne balonda governor, ne balonda MP, ne balonda president, ne balonda I think beebu. Yes, ward representatives, MCAs. So balonda ddala okuva wansi ku grassroots up to the national level. So in this case we are going to look at tugulabye ba presidency bali botunula system ya governance ya Kenya eri bwetyo nti eringa hybrid, erimu sort of federal system and at the same time a unitary system. Akwa eri semi federal, when you see these governors balina obuyinza okukola ku nsonga ezimu, but for now ensonga zebakolako zeba devolvinga zikyali ntonoko okugifuula substantial federal system. So which I believe is the way to go. If any country is to develop, we must adapt to that. And actually I believe we should go for a pure federal system. Kwanga otunula sawe ne development eri e Kenya right now nti omuntu ali Uasin Gishu eri waggulu mu Rift Valley, all the services are there, teyetaga kujja Ludawa eno mu Nairobi. Omuntu ali Kisumu city teyetaga kugenda Nairobi. Omuntu ali Mombasa teyetaga kola ki ne, but that is all ekyo kyonna ki anchoringibwa by federal system. Nti bano ba governors baba wa sente ne baba wano obuyinza okukola ku nsonga in every state, which is different from let's say ours. Kubange yaffe bakiyita balina bakiyita these devolved units at the LC5 level. Tezina significance yazo ntono olw'ensonga tebalina budget line, and even their responsibilities are limited, of which all the budgets are done by the central government. They just implement, which is something I believe it shouldn't be like that. So I believe if we adapt in 2 regions, or even if they are districts, but they are given money and their own budget to do on the issue that are affecting those specific regions, other than the government okubeera units ne generator projects yonga yo, I believe ekyo kiba tukikola ki, and those are central government ebino sigazanga ndoza nga maje, those key issues like education is enene ezitali easy kubeera devolved, but at the same time they can also be they can work in hand with the local the provincial administration. So bwe banaaba bagenda okulonda bagovernors nabo balina ba deputies nabo tebasobola bagoba nga boolaba ba presidents bwe balina ba deputy presidents bye batasobola kugoba ne bali balina ba deputies bye batasobola kugoba. So you see now they are almost replicating what is happening at the national level. Ne bagezaako kulaba nga bakidisseminatinga kulaba actually kiyambako n'okupreparinga the future leaders. Bwetunya kuba ku bantu abali abajjayo nomination papers, almost 50% were governors. You get the point now. Nti kikuyambako kunakyalinga leaders kubanga ono omuntu abamanyi ababadde at the core of management and the resources allocated at those particular facilities. Munaku ezasembayo ez'akalulu twalaba Governor Mike Sonko yegatta ku UDA yajja ne impact ey'enjawulo nti weight ye bwe yagithrowinga naddala ku Hassan Omar owe Mombasa, impact ye yali nene. Yes, kubanga luli it was clear nti wa ODM agenda kuwangula, but the coming of ogundi okwegattamu Mike Sonko nayingira mu kibalo nga bamaze omugaano okwesimbawo kyakyusa almost everything. So and in this I believe awo ekibalo wekyakola ki wekyaganira. But all said, what we should be focusing on now is the presidential elections. Your governor, they don't matter. However much I told you, according to my own analysis, Ruto is going to take both houses. Ruto is going to win. Actually, he's going to have more MPs than any other party. So that means he's going to be controlling the majority. Kiba kitegeeza n'okusobisa budget ajja okubanga alina okubanga ni wanaabanga bamuwangudde kuba president, but becoming an opposition agenda kubeera de facto head nti anything will not pass unless he accepts. So kati wagenda kubeera waawo political games, too many political gimmicks that are going to happen. Laila Amolo Odinga twalabye jo mulade ye yasembeyo mu Kasarani Stadium nga asubiza oku handshake, another handshake, of which that was like I predicted. You can never rule a country when 45%, even if you win by 51 plus, but you cannot rule a country when 51% did not vote for you. And the way I'm seeing things now are already happening, it seems something abracadabra is going to happen. Because now, as I was monitoring the morning, at least 6 electoral officials have been sacked and arrested today alone for mismanaging or something happening. Another one now, I saw ballot papers of Kirinyaga, which is a stronghold for William Ruto. Its ballot papers were taken to Kakamega, of which it's another also a stronghold for William Ruto now, where Cleophas Malala of ANC now is contesting. Ruto has managed to have some a good number of votes in that region. So when you see them, their votes from Kirinyaga were found in Kakamega. So that confusion, all in the same regions that are perceived to be William Ruto's, strongholds. So there we start. Politics is all about, and the election rigging is not about ballot stuffing. There are so many things they can do, even frustrating itself. So now, in this limited time, they have to take the ballots where they're supposed to be exchanged, all that process. So that frustration alone, that confusion, some of the voters, and I'm sure I will see so many things happening, especially in Mount Kenya. So many things are going to happen that won't necessarily mean that someone is rigging, but they will try to bijagezako kuchankalanya akalulu in the favor of some other candidate. Kwanga okubba akalu tekitegeeza kukwata bululu lwe balonda n'ogenda ng'otiikinga n'okulwawo okutwala ballot staff n'ebikozesebwa osobola okuba is one method of rigging. Kwanga obodi nayinze bali ample time okulonda, kwanga okulonda kujjuka kulina timelines kubalina okutangira nekuwako kati bw'ojja leeta ebintu late kiba kitegeeza abantu abagenda okulonda tebajja kuggwayo. ekyokubiri, once you frustrate those people ne balwa mu line abamu babajja kivaamu. So you still, those are so many games, bintu bingi nnyo ebikolebwa mu politics, and omuntu yenna abaddeko mu politics abasobola okolaki okukimanya ekirala kya propaganda. As today in the morning there has been heavy deployment in the Rift. Police says these are considered to be hotspots. So this shows you, this is the same state that was denying that they are not dealing with the provincial, what do they call them? The district officers, the provincial officers that are in charge of security, those provincial officers. So they are the ones in charge of security. So now when you look at things now and the way they are, and the election is tomorrow, there is heavy deployment. Now ballot papers and what are being exchanged. So we expect more of that tomorrow, that confusion, and I hope it goes away as soon as possible. Nekirala kyenzize wano okukatiriza nti akalulu kagenda kulondebwa naye yenayina n'abawangudde gwebawangudde tagenda kukkiriza tebamuwangudde, especially kwe baana babiri. Ruto wawangula, Raila agenda bigaana, Raila wawangula unless they share the government, and this is a challenge we're going to have. Era kyekimu kina predicting the video yange yasembyeyo. There is no any way Raila Amolo Odinga can make up government when 45% is controlled by William Ruto and he has the majority in the government. They can actually even impeach him. They will make life so miserable. They will make the presidency, they will make Kenya ungovernable. To the extent he has to look for this person and they strike a deal. But the question is, what will happen to the people that made him to become president? The people like Akina Kalonzo Musyoka, because we have all we have been seeing. Raila Amolo Odinga okumalu kumala kalulu bana basigadde nga agoba abatakyagala kumanya. When he went into the handshake with the Uhuru Kenyatta, bana bamudavadi nateke ebbali because they had helped him to get the votes for him to bargain after the election. So this means intinekana kalulu kagwa ajja kwanti akalu, yes banunzi, but how can I implement the ideas I have, or how can I comfortably sit into this seat necessarily that tomorrow they are taking me off of it. So this is what is going to happen for Ruto. Like I predicted, is a kinda simple at least. But Raila Amolo Odinga is dining with hyenas. That's a challenge he has. Anytime he sleeps, Uhuru Kenyatta can actually go back to Raila, can go back to William Ruto, because the way you see William Ruto was trying to talk diplomatically. So katera kiddayo kyo kiki twali tugamba nti politicians bote balina mubuzibu okwatagana. At any point bolaba ne beyogerera ne bakola ki, because you wouldn't expect Uhuru Kenyatta to shake hands with William Ruto ku bigambo byonna nabyo beyogerera nikati sawe nokulaba nga bali bonna. So kiba kitegeeza ne William Ruto at the same time asobola ate n'engeri yabadde ayogeramu ng'olabira ddala tali ekkuba eryafuba okulaba nga liggule. Remember ono Ruto are controlling almost 90% of the Kikuyu vote. So sisuubira nti Uhuru Kenyatta ayinza okwengaginga into a fierce battle with the MPs ate okuva ewaabwe, kubanga ekyo kijja kuba kimukola bulungi. Already ijja kuba tali mu power nga yeetaaga abantu wano okupursuinga his interests. So sisuubira nti asobola okudda mu kukaayana nabo. So kino nkisuubira nti after the elections wajja kubeerawo handshake. The challenge is Ruto bwawangula sirabawo handshake lwa nsonga nti ye tasobola kuddamu beesiga engeri gye basobola okwesiga. Ekirungi kya Raila Amolo Odinga kyasobola okukola nti already government agicontrolling almost at least by 20% oba 30. Kyekirungi kyalina nti ne wabakola coalition oba okukola agreement yonna after the elections, kiba kitegeeza factors bano babasobola okuwevi nkyogere ntya babasobola okugezaako okulaba nga kiyiteko kakanya bafa okulaba nga bamupaswedinga kubanga takontrolinga all of the government kubanga ayinako party ye gyakontrolinga let's say ya ODM. So kiba kitegeeza nti obuzibu buli mu Ruto bwalina nti already ayina majority into the Kenya Kwanza nti 90% of the Kenya Kwanza make up that nga bwogiraba alliance eyo nga bweri Ruto akola 90%. Kiba kitegeeza nti mubonabona bano ba principles bako principles aba Kenya Kwanza temuli ayina maanyi gasobola mutuuza wansi ku mmeeza namuconceding and let's go for talks. That's the biggest challenge we are going to face. Nesinga kibadde nga bulaba kino ekyono bwe kiri nti Uhuru Kenyatta asobola okugamba nti let's go for this. Gideon Moi asobola okugamba nti tuteyise kiba kitukolera. Gundi asobola okugamba naye kira kigenda complicatinga ekintu kino ne handshake after the elections kigenda kukifuula ekizibu nti Ruto tasobola kubeera mu coalition ye tasobola kukkiriza any information nga mulimu Gideon Moi kubanga the only way Ruto can survive is the downfall of Gideon Moi. The moment Gideon Moi kabeera nga ali outstanding in any information, William Ruto already abeera ayina arch-rival of which ekyo takyagala era tiyali kyagadde politically. You know, politics and the political power is never shared. Era oli wagamba nga tugende mu coalition government abakulimba, there can only be one head of state and that person is the one with all the powers. So when I hear people saying the Ruto are the co-president, they are not honest, or maybe they are pursuing a certain narrative and propaganda. Because olaba Uhuru Kenyatta onakule asalawo nti I'm decapitating yamugoba bona abantu nabagoba. That is what we call power. Nti Raila Amolo Odinga ne wankubadde ayinza n'okuwanga ayina ne written agreements za sayininze ne Uhuru Kenyatta, but as soon as he takes that oath he will be a different person, totally different. We saw Kibaki in 2005 because he won the election under the NAC government in 2002. But as soon as he sat into that office, he never did anything they had agreed. Because they had agreed to create some positions, small prime minister position for Raila Amolo Odinga. But after getting the power, he changed it. And the people who were calling shots changed, everything changed. The principles, everything changed when they reached the government. So that's what I believe is going to happen. And when that happens, they are going to fight. I promised you in the first 1 year, I'm repeating this. Mumako Gusokogwa, if Raila Amolo Odinga wins the presidency this time round, in the first year government ye jakubanga imaze okwekutulamu. Mumwaka ogusooka gunza n'obutawera. Kwanga yo jinyini yegena kwera power struggle kyekisooka. There are so many people, and the challenge is at controlling actually at least 30%. Kwanga ina 24 parties, is it? So all those 24 parties, almost at least 10 people in Azimio have presidential ambitions. Even Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta wants to come back in some other capacity or the presidency, but he wants to come back into power. So even if they bring back the BBI, they later prime minister agenda kuwanga asinga president amaanyi. So this shows you nti Uhuru Kenyatta akyayagala obuyinza. Nekirala omuntu yenna abaddeko mbuyinza abamanyi obuyinza kyeki. Tosobola kuŋŋamba nti Uhuru Kenyatta asobola kwefuula chairman wa Azimio la Umoja ate n'ogamba nti agenda kuba ali ku periphery nti agenda kuba talina mulimu. He knows what power is. So this means he's going to be controlling all these people, Gideon Moi, Kalonzo Musyoka, DAP Kenya, so many parties that came into Azimio. They were brought in by Uhuru Kenyatta. He's the one calling the shots in those parties. So this means Raila Amolo Odinga is going to be controlling only ODM. This means government is going to have factions, the way you have been seeing Ruto. And the good thing with Ruto and the Jubilee government, The good thing they had, there were only 2 parties. But now, we have almost 10 parties. Others will be fused in there. 24 parties, divided them with power bases. Everyone will have a power base. MPs will be divided. So it will be so hard. So what is going to happen if Raila Amolo Odinga goes and sits with William Ruto? They make a deal. He'll give him some positions and some benefits, which will make the other partners in the coalition government uncomfortable. That means they will be displaced by the newcomer, and will go into the same problem we have been into in this past government. So ekizibu okiraba nga tekiweddeewo. What is my suggestion? Me as a political scholar and analyst, I've been observing systems of governance, but one thing I've learned is the baddest and worst thing in a unitary system is everyone concentrates at the top, at the center, which makes it to be very, very, very attractive, and it attracts thieves and the whole manner of people and crooks. So this actually perpetuates corruption. This is how corruption survives. But I believe if they could, like in the Kenya setting, if they could totally devolve the government and so many duties, at least they stay with at least 2 duties. Security, and the security I mean the army. The police should also be devolved, so that a governor at the county level should have all the powers, apart from declaring it an independent country. Should collect his own taxes. Everything should be devolved. It's such that these people should concentrate. Now when you see Hassan Joho, he has done 10 years as a governor of Mombasa. He did something else to do. That's why he wanted to be a presidential candidate. Because they feel the center has more power than the devolved units. So this is my suggestion. If these people, because if he had served, they must completely drain the center. Must drain it off the money, almost everything. So that these people can concentrate on their regions. After serving 10 years as a county governor, you retire peacefully. So the person at the center as the president or the prime minister should be just for formality, all to take on duties and to maybe help in maybe foreign affairs. But the thing of concentrating at the center is the one bringing issues to Africa. And when you look at the Western setting, they actually did it right, but they don't want us to do it because they know we will develop. That's why they don't want us to engage in that. They want us to stay with this unitary system where one person decides for 47 counties. So that is something I disagree on, and that is my prescription. Because this thing of realignment and people having their bedrooms, this one does not come to my bedroom, I don't see that happening. So everyone should be ready for tomorrow. My prediction is I don't see any way where Raila Amolo Odinga can defeat Ruto. In the popular vote, in America they have a popular vote and the electoral college. So in the popular vote, I see no way. I see no path to power by Azimio la Umoja One Kenya candidate. Because if I had some analyst analyzing the votes, and they were saying Raila Amolo Odinga had 44% in the past 3 elections. He has maintained that. And he was saying Ruto has Jubilee got 54% the past election and 51% in 2017. So, and he was trying to say there's how he did his math. So you subtract this undecided and all of that. But So ebyo bene otunula ye bwe yabadde akigamba nga ye assumption ye eri nti Raila Amolo Odinga ya maintaining this 44%, which was not right. Kwanga yatide buno bulu bwafunye yamuwade 15% in Mount Kenya nagikwata nagigatta kuno ku 44%. Raila nabera nga alinga almost 50, was it around 54 or 51 around there. But on the assumption nti ya maintaining no 44%, which is not right. Because now when you look at the cost, Ruto had 46%. Raila really have 76%. They are now almost sharing it. This all these coastal counties, Kilifi, they are all shared. Noja nogende wakalonzo Musyoka. Ruto aina at least 35% of Ukambani vote. And courtesy of Governor of Mutua and the chairman Johnson Mudhama of UDA. He has done a very good job in that region. So if someone tells you that Raila still controls the Ukambani vote by 76%, is lying to you. So we go to Western Kenya, Bungoma, Busia, at least to the recent surveys, even Raila Amolo Odinga was complaining that the people in Western have betrayed him. Because the ground was shifting. And when you look at the leaders, you might dismiss Wetangula and Mudavadi, but at least they still have some votes they can bring in for Ruto. So if they bring in 40, even if it's 40%, do you still Raila still has the 44% he had in 2017? I strongly doubt that. The challenge, I still tell you, the challenge with the Raila was the tag he was using all along, and the way he branded his politics was the social democrat, the person where the Wanjiku, who the Wanjiku were looking up to. But the moment he joined the government and the status quo and the state, he lost that card. The challenge is Ruto inherited the card because power hates vacuum. If you leave a vacuum, someone else will occupy that space. So that's why he has lost. When you look at Nairobi now, I don't even understand why these people don't really understand. I don't know the challenge with the Uhuru Kenyatta. Why he does it. Sometimes I think abikola bigende tidaga kulemesa Raila Amolo Odinga kuangula. Kwanga, how do you antagonize Mike Sonko if you really want to win? Remember, had he started campaigning for Igade. You leave him to stand. At least you steal him after the election. Or you can actually impeach him the way you did last time. But how do you antagonize in the middle of the vote? You know he controls, even it might not be a good number of votes, but he has those good votes, especially when it comes to gubernatorial race. Now he has changed the calculations in Mombasa. Yet it was already Azimio clear win. Now in Nairobi. So you see those small mistakes they are doing. Do some things, you have to let some things slip away. But the challenge is Mwazimio la umoja, Raila Amolo Odinga ata calling shots, aina shots that are calling, and at the same time bano yago bacha president nayo buzibu decisions bakole no wansi zisobola tomule message waggulu ye kyatalaba n'olwo ye Uhuru Kenyatta is interested in power and controlling some regions and counties yafa okulaba nga installing ya abantu be at all costs at the disadvantage. Now look at Nairobi. How can you bring Igade, a guy who is a novice in politics? No later Javuganye ne Johnson Sakaji. But ODM had candidates who were on the ground. Richard Ngatia, another one was I forgot the name. The guys were already on the ground, they were already campaigning, and they were popular. But because Uhuru Kenyatta has his interest in Nairobi, he had to bring in Igade. Who does that? So they are doing their game in his game. Abo wagenda okuva obuzibu bwa Raila Amolo Odinga. Uhuru Kenyatta yajja ne burden eya incumbency, najja ne interests ze nga zino okubeera incorporated mu interests ono, and at the same time teyajja na bululu, yajja na burden. Ate kibi worst of all, n'atwala ate bwe yali ayina already. Kubanga 44% tulaba in the past 3 elections abadde azimaintainiza Raila Amolo Odinga. Eyo trajectory ya 44%, ate yetaaga ojja 6%. Yali badde asooka na containing zino ezize, ne bwe yali gambye tikale kawangula ezo zokka including Turkana, na concentrating ku ezo zataafuna ono n'amulekera naye ezize. It would have been better. No, yes, Martha Karua taina chakongeddeko in the first place of frustrating ze Kalonzo Musyoka. Singa badde wakufuna 80% kati agenda funa 70 oba 60. Naye singa yamu wa running mate ayali badde sure nti 2 million votes azirina. Nga bwe yali mu 2017 n'asooka na maintaining 44% ye, then alyoka anoonye neebulako 6 oba 7%. That's my calculation. You cannot antagonize what you had already because you hope for something big which you haven't got. And being a senior in politics, nali musuubira okuba nga kino ekintu asobola okukibala obulungi, but it seems there was too much at stake. Let's wait for tomorrow. That's my own analysis. I see no way, and I believe Ruto is going to beat him by 54%. Raila will still have 40 to 42%. He will not even make 44% he had in the last election. Thank you so much for watching. Let's wait. Keep tuned. Keep on my channel. I'll be digesting for you this election bit by bit. Ngenda kubanga kutusako buli kimu ekifa mu kalulu ako. So just keep on my channel. I think we're unfiltered information. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe to my channel, share, like, and comment. Oyagala okubuuza ekibuuzo, genda mu comment section obuuze. I'll answer you. It doesn't have to be only Kenyan politics. Lwakuba inaku zino bagenda mu kulonda, but we always tackle so many issues, including on the world stage, and world economy, everything. Talk about everything, but specifically in governance. Thank you so much for watching. See till we meet again, hopefully tomorrow. Because tomorrow they are voting, I have to give you the updates. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet again.